morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is a Saturday, happy Saturday to you all. Here I am back with another video as I predict the League One table for the new season. I'll be just on my own today. Unfortunately, no guest has been able to get in and get involved with it, unfortunately, but we're here and I'll do my best to obviously make this a very good video for you all to watch. So yeah, here we are. SkyBet League One table prediction coming up very shortly. I'm just going to, I've posted the link anyway, so if you want to come in. So yeah, we're going to kind of get going then, to be honest with you, because yeah, we're here. And yeah, it's obviously going to be an interesting season in League One. But yeah, I'm going to tell you my second. Let me just get my notes, guys. Yeah, we're ready now. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, we're ready to go. So yeah, if you do want to get involved in the chat, like I say, let me know your thoughts. Let me know kind of who you think will stay up, who you think will stay up, who you think will get relegated, and who you think will be playing Championship football next season. But yeah, let's get going then. So in 24th place, I've chosen Morecambe. Now, Morecambe, obviously, you know, they do spend quite a bit of time in League Two. I just think they're always around that bottom end of the table, especially obviously last season, they finished 19th. So they did survive, you know, quite all right, to be honest with you. They would have settled for that. But I just think they won't be so lucky this time, and I think they will be one of those teams that will go down, and unfortunately go down in bottom place. But yeah, that is just my opinion. Now, in 23rd place, I've chosen this team. Obviously, this is the team that came up via the playoffs. I think they will struggle. I really do. I think it's very, you know, like I say, when you do jump up a league, you do need to be very prepared to actually take that step. I'm not saying this team aren't prepared, but I just think that they will find it really difficult in League One. And for that reason, I'm going to go for Port Vale in 23rd. I think that, like I said, they will kind of struggle. It's always difficult for the newly promoted sides to make a claim in that first season. It's just about staying up, isn't it, in that first kind of, you know, season. But I just think that they won't have enough, unfortunately, to stay in the division. But they'll definitely give it a good fight. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. So, in my 22nd place, I have to go for Cambridge United. Now, Cambridge are a team that obviously, where they've come from and to even being, you know, in League One is a massive achievement for them. They've really, you know, punched above their weight, really. You know, being in League One, no disrespect, but obviously, yeah. But I just think that, you know, obviously last season as well, they did kind of finish towards, you know, well, they actually finished 14th, which is a very good season for them. But I think that they may drop off this season. and I think that they'll just end up being one of the other teams that get relegated, unfortunately. It is one of those. It is difficult always to choose who will get relegated because, these leagues are so competitive and things like that. But it is what it is, and it is all good fun. So you're welcome to everybody that is in the chat, by the way. Please let me know your thoughts on who you think will go down, who you see going up, and who you see getting in the playoffs. I'd be interested to kind of hear what you guys think about everything in League One in the upcoming season. In 21st place, I've gone for a team that, they just, like I said, they were around that area last season as well. I don't really see them progressing much this season. So for that reason, I have to go for Fleetwood Town. Obviously, Fleetwood are, I've been to Fleetwood many times. A great place. I've actually been to the stadium as well. I think we played in the pre-season friendly as well, Huddersfield. It's a great stadium. But yeah, I just don't think they'll have enough to stay up this season. I think, obviously, it's going to be difficult for them. And yeah, that's just what I think that Fleetwood finish in 21st. Now, in 20th, I've gone for Exeter. I think they're a team that seem to, obviously they've just got promoted back to League One. Obviously, it was great for them to obviously make a claim last season, and obviously, as runners up, they didn't finish the league, like I say, like I said, they didn't finish the league at the top, but they did finish very, very well. Like I said, they weren't, I think, and in fact, they finished level on points, didn't they, with Forest Green? But like I said, the goal difference was just better for Forest Green. So yeah, I've gone for Exeter here. I just think that they will be, again, another team that will stay up, but they'll definitely be in a relegation fight. That's for sure. And yeah, it is one of those. Just have to see. But yeah, that's just my opinion on that one. So 19th, I've gone for Bristol Rovers. No, I'm not sure if that is actually. Right. Yeah, I'm all getting flustered here, guys, because I didn't actually realise. Basically, I've been doing League One and League Two, obviously, my prediction over the last few days. And actually, I didn't know actually if Bristol Rovers win that. But yeah, they are. Sorry. So yeah, I'm going to go for Bristol Rovers here. I think that they're a team that, obviously will be, looking to really, make a claim this season. But I just think that they'll be struggling to, they won't go down, but I think that they will be in a relegation fight again. And yeah, like I said, they obviously was the team that finished in third last season. I think they'll find it tough in League One. Like I said, my knowledge of League One is okay, but it's not the best, as you guys probably recognise here. Which is why it's always good to get a guest on, but it is one of those we haven't been able to secure a guest for today's show, so it is just me going on to you all about what I think will happen. Now in 18th place, I'm going to go for Cheltenham. I think that Cheltenham, they did. In fact, Cheltenham did okay last season, finishing 15th. But I can't really see them really making much. In fact, obviously, my prediction obviously says they'll get worse. However many points that will be from 15 to 18, we won't know at this stage. But I don't think they'll go down. But I don't think they'll make much. They won't make any more progress. And yeah, that is what I kind of think for 18th place. Now this team in 17th, I've kind of struggled since they've got relegated from the Championship, and yeah, they have. They haven't. I mean, last season especially, maybe they expected to be higher, but nothing seemed to materialise with that. I have to go for Charlton Athletic in 17th. I think that they will obviously be okay. They're too kind of good to go down. I just don't see them making much progress. Like I say, they did finish 13th last season in League One. And I just see them, just kind of having a season where, they're not really, in danger of going down. So yeah, that is that one. Sorry, Charlton fans. But it is just my opinion, of course. Now in 16th place, I have gone for a team in Accrington Stanley, who actually finished very well last season, actually finishing 12th. But again, I've gone for them to go a bit, drop a few places this season coming up. I just think, obviously, 12th was fantastic for them last season, but I don't think they can make that step up to get close to the playoffs. And I just think that they will consolidate at 16th place this season. In 15th, I've gone for Shrewsbury Town. Now, Shrewsbury finished 18th last year. I think that they will move up a few places, but I think they're just happy to be sitting in mid-table. Obviously mid-table-ish, and they're not really, going to make progress to get close to the playoffs. At this stage, anyway. So I believe that they will finish 15th. In 14th place, I have got Burton Albion. Now, Burton are a team that obviously did have their stint in the Championship, and it was great to see them in the Championship. By the way, it was a great story, from where they've come from. Great club, being. I see them improving on last season's finish of 16th, and they'll jump a few places to 14th. Small progress, but yeah, I don't think they'll make much of a challenge for playoffs. But I think they'll be comfortable where they are, and it may take maybe a few years for them to be able to push for the playoffs. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. In 13th place, I've gone for Lincoln City. Lincoln City, who, obviously finished 17th last season. I've got them to go up a few places this time. I think that they will make that progress up. And yeah, I've just got a feeling they'll finish in 13th place and make that progress from last season. Because, like I say, any progress that you make is a big one, obviously, for these clubs. To improve your league position by a few each season, then you are looking at a playoff place in the coming future if you are towards the bottom end of the table, of course. But yeah, Lincoln City to finish 13th in my view. In 12th, now I'm going to put Forest Green Rovers. Obviously, Forest Green came up as champions of League Two, and they will be beginning life in League One this season. Obviously, a great club. Obviously, they have lost their manager, obviously, which is a big loss, but I still think they will have a solid season. And to be honest with you, I think Forest Green fans will probably be happy with my prediction here that I've actually predicted them to finish 12th. Especially when you just come up from League Two. It's not easy to make that transition. Of course it isn't, but I just think that they will have a good season. They won't, mount a challenge for the playoffs, but they'll sit reasonably in that, mid-table-ish slot. But yeah, that's just what I think for that one. Now, in 11th place, I've gone for a team that kind of marginally missed out in the playoffs by about, well, I say marginally, it was a 7-point gap. I think that they will maybe drop off a bit this season. I think that, obviously the teams that did go out last season, it was too strong, but I just don't see Oxford United making a challenge, and that is why I put them in 11th place this season. I think that 8th, they did well to be in that position, but they weren't as close to the playoffs as maybe it looks. 7 points, in hindsight, is a big gap. It's not like it was 2 or 3 points. It was, near enough 10 points. But yeah, Oxford United to finish in 11th. Now in 10th, I've gone for a team that have just got relegated. Well, not just, but they got relegated from the Championship. Very disappointing season for them. I don't see them going straight back up nowhere. I think they need a rebuild. Obviously, the recruitment at the club was quite poor, really. They didn't get the players that they needed. Obviously, managerial issues as well. But yeah, for me, Barnsley are going to be finishing in 10th. I think that they will have a solid season, but I just don't think they'll mount a playoff push this time. I think it will take maybe next year or the year after for them to try and get back to the Championship. That is just kind of what I think. Obviously, with the recruitment, it does take a few transfer windows to get the players in that you want. It doesn't all happen in one window. I'm not saying it's not possible for them to go straight back up, but I just don't think they will do this season, at least anyway. So yeah, Barnsley to finish in 10th. Now, another of the relegated sides from the Championship are going to be in 9th place for me. Now, this team have had so many issues off the field. It's such a sad state of affairs, really, in terms of, how kind of, difficult it has been for them over the past few months. And obviously, past 12 months, sorry. I think as of the other day, obviously they have actually been taken over now, so they seem to be secure for now. But like I said, as of last week, I think they only had 5 first-team players, so they're in a race against time to get players in. But obviously they do seem to have got quite a few good names in actually since obviously the takeover. But I still don't think they will be able to get into the playoffs this season. I think that they need to to just kind of have a solid season in this division and then really push on next season. But for that reason, I have to go with Derby County in 9th place. I just don't see them getting to the playoffs. I don't see them bouncing straight back up. They're a big club, to be honest with you, great fans. But if you're looking on the pitch, the amount of players they've lost and, this kind of state that they find themselves at the minute, even though they may have recruited a few good players over the last few days, I still think it'll be a struggle for them to get straight back up. But I do believe that, the season after, I think they will really push for a playoff place. I really do. But this season, too early for me. Now, I've gone for this team, who, again, another team that got relegated from the Championship. They seem to be a bit of a yo-yo club. They seem to be too good for League One, but just not good enough for the Championship. And then when they do come to the Championship, they just don't spend in the right areas. They don't spend enough, and they just aren't able to compete. And they just go down with a bit of a whimper, really. Now, I don't see them I don't see them going straight back up even this time. I know I did say earlier this team is a yo-yo club, but I don't think that they will go straight back up. I think that they'll have to really be, and I don't think it's healthy for them to go straight up either, because if you look at it, they've kept going up, down. I think they need to to have a full season in League One, and then potentially get promoted next, the season after. I don't think they should be. I just don't think they'll have enough to get promoted, to get into the playoffs. But I think they'll still be there or thereabouts. I think it will be close. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, again, I've actually put the promoted teams all one after each other. Relegated teams, sorry, one after the other, which was very. Yeah, it's a coincidence that happened. I didn't actually realise until I made the prediction. So yeah. Now I've gone for this team that actually just missed out on the playoffs last season, and I put them in the same position this season. So yeah, that team is Plymouth Argyle. I think that they will again come up too short for me. I don't think that they'll be able to get into the playoffs again, but they'll have a really solid season and they'll just miss out again. But I think potentially, they could, maybe get in there the season after. But for me, there's just other teams I think that are ahead of them to get into the playoffs. So yeah, it is one of those, isn't it? But yeah, that's what I think. So now we're getting into the playoff picture. So these are my playoff teams that I think will get into the playoffs. Now, in sixth place, I've chosen this team because I feel like, they've got a really special manager. They've got great team spirit, teamwork ethic, and they may not have the most talented squad in the division, but what they do have is that togetherness, that working hard attitude, and they're all together as one, and they're very, very much a family. So yeah, I think this team will get into the playoffs again this coming season. And like I say, to get all the way to the final as well for them, it was a big achievement. But I think they'll go again, and they will be back up there again this season. So for that reason, I've gone for Wycombe Wanderers. Wycombe Wanderers are a club that I really respect. I think that I was one of those that were saying last season that obviously when they got to the playoff final, I would love to see them win it and come back up to the Championship. But unfortunately, they just came up short against a team, that was just too strong for them in Sunderland. But I think they'll be ready to go again this season. Like I said, they're keeping Gareth Ainsworth. I know there was a bit of speculation about whether he would go or whether he would stay. But of course, the legend himself does stay. What an amazing servant for the football club. Such a passionate guy, great coach, and what he's done for Wycombe over the years. He's truly inspirational, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that they will get into the playoffs again. Like I said, probably everyone will be writing them off again this season, but that's the way they like it. And I think that they will, like I said, just get into that playoff spot in sixth place. Now, in fifth place, I've gone for this team because I think that they're a very strong team in the league. They did get into the playoffs last season as well. And yeah, they are a very good team. They've been trying to get out of the league for a few years now, and they just haven't managed it. And yeah, maybe the pressure's got to them at times, but they have got a squad that should be, really looking to get to the Championship and should already be there maybe potentially. But like I said, they did miss out last season. They didn't get to the final. They did obviously play Sunderland in the semi-final. It was a fantastic match. It could have gone either way actually, but Sunderland just got through. But yeah, Sheffield Wednesday are my fifth place team that I believe they'll go. Like I said, I've had them drop a place this season. I think they'll still finish the playoffs, but I just think that they'll finish fifth this time instead, and maybe that'll work in their favour come the end of the season. But again, I will actually predict who I think will go via the playoffs at the end of the stream. So yeah, in fourth place, I've gone for a team that again was up there and again got into the playoffs last season. Found themselves very unlucky to miss out again, but they came up against a team that was together. They seem to want it more. And yeah, that team is MK Dons in fourth. I think that they will definitely be in the playoff picture and they'll definitely be in the playoffs. But whether that will be to get them up, I don't know. But they'll definitely be in there. And like I say, they'll be looking to go one better this time as well. So there's a lot of teams that I've put in that have obviously been last season. So there's a lot of teams that are wanting to go one better this time and use that kind of disappointment they had toward the end of last season to actually get promoted this time. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Now I've gone for a team here in third that have kind of struggled. Obviously, they have been in the dizzy heights of the Premier League, obviously, and then obviously they had on kind of off the field issues as well, which didn't help. And then obviously, once they got relegated from the Championship, obviously they were there for a few years and then they got relegated. They've really struggled to maybe make a name for themselves in League One. Like I say, it's a tough League One. So many teams. So many teams that are so competitive and talented, and yeah, it's literally a real battle, and yeah, it's tough. The further down the leagues you go, it's tough. But yeah, I feel like this team are ready to step up and are ready to really push for the playoffs this season, and actually just fall short of the automatic places, but they will still be up there. And I've gone for Bolton Wanderers in third. I think that this is their time. I think that obviously they haven't really gone places the last few years, but I feel like it's their time to really push on this season. Obviously finishing ninth last season, I have put them to move up a few places, but I believe they will. I really do believe that they will finish in third place. And like I said, I think it's their time to potentially get back to the Championship. A really good club, and arguably, had they not had the off-field issues, they probably would be higher up in the Championship potentially. But like I said, they seem to be okay on that field now. So I feel like they've had a few years to really get a team together, and yeah, I think that they will get into the playoffs this time. In second place, so my first automatic place, I've gone for this team because I just feel like they had a really below par season last season. I don't think that reflected the talent on the pitch. I don't think, I think sometimes, you can just have one of those seasons, maybe there was still a few injuries and things like that. But I think that this time, I think they're ready to step back up to the plate and really get promoted. So these two are my promoted teams. So in second place, I have gone for Ipswich Town. Ipswich obviously have been in the Championship as well, and kind of were a solid Championship team for a number of years, but obviously getting relegated and then kind of struggling in League One, like quite a lot of teams do, don't they, when they come down at first anyway. It isn't as easy as maybe teams are thinking. But yeah, I think that this is their time to step up, and I think that they will really push on this season and get that automatic place in second. Like I said, they were 11th last season, but I feel like that was a false position for them, and I think that they will, like I said, they'll make big progress. With the signings coming in and getting more of a settled squad and more depth in the squad, I think they'll be ready to really get to to the Championship come at the end of the season, which leaves one remaining place left to do. And if you have been following this from the very beginning, you know that there is only one team that I haven't mentioned. Now, I think that this team, to be honest with you, like I say, another story of, one of those where, they got to they were in the Premier League. The owner was very still in and obviously got them into trouble, and they had their off-field issues as a result of this. Then obviously they kind of struggled once they went to the championship, and then got relegated again. And in League One, obviously they've obviously last season they finished 10th. I think that they'll be one of those teams that will really push on this season and get to the top and be crowned champions. Is a big jump, you could say. It definitely is. But I just think, again, I've just got a feeling, same with Bolton, I just got a feeling that this team, which is Portsmouth, will make that step. I think that they deserve to get back to the championship. I think that they've had such a terrible time over the years. And yeah, the fans deserve something to shout about. And I think that this season, that will be the year for them to finish, to get back to the championship and really start to kind of, obviously they've rebuilt since relegation, but kind of rebuild, where they came from. Obviously the championship, is difficult, but I just think that for me, Portsmouth will finish top. It is their time to go back up again. And yeah, it is one of those. I've just got a feeling in the back of my mind that they will. And like I said, they've got some brilliant supporters as well, that have stayed through them, stayed with them, through the rough times, which is what you do as a fan anyway. And yeah, I just think that they will be crowned champions. It's been a long journey to kind of come back to this moment, but it's a long journey worth waiting for when you get the end result eventually. So yeah, that is my predictions for the SkyBet League One 2022-23 season. Now, I'm also going to predict who I think will go via the playoffs. Now, just to recap, obviously, I said that Wycombe would finish in 6th, Sheffield Wednesday to finish in 5th, MK Dons to finish in 4th, Bolton Wanderers to finish in 3rd. So, out of those teams, who do I see going up? It's so difficult because every single team in that position that I've actually picked have all got the qualities, and it's the fine margins in the playoffs that are really, that's why it's so difficult to predict. But I just think this team will do it this time. Like I said, they've not been in the championship for a number of years now, but I feel like it's their time to get back up. And for that reason, I think Bolton Wanderers will be promoted to the SkyBet Championship. It's going to be so close. But yeah, I just think that they will do that. But yeah, if anybody does have any kind of comments, get involved kind of thing, tell me what you kind of think, who will finish where. Yeah, just let me know your thoughts on my prediction and also what you kind of think will happen with the teams this season as well. Just to let you all know, whilst we're waiting for maybe a few messages, if we get any, of course, I'll be doing the League 2 table prediction tomorrow. I'm hoping to get maybe a guest on for that, just to make it a bit better. I'm not saying that obviously me speaking and obviously saying what I think. It's just more fun, I suppose, if you've got somebody alongside that are predicting. It does create that kind of debate with the guest. But yeah, if you do want to tune into that one, it will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow. So please join us for that one. But yeah, I think wait a few moments. See if anybody has anything to say. Nope, doesn't look like it. So yeah, this has been great to be on. Like I say, it's been a bit of a shorter one than maybe. It's been a bit of a short one than yesterday, but like I say, when you've got another guest, when it does, kind of create that debate with the guest. So it can be that way, unfortunately, sometimes. But yeah, that's my predictions for the SkyBet League One for the new season. Like I say, if you do want to let me know, like I say, if you're watching this back, if you do want to let me know who you think will finish where, then please comment, let me know, and obviously I'll reply once I see it. But yeah, that's it from me today. I'll be back tomorrow, like I say, at 11 o'clock UK time for my League 2 table predictions. Don't forget, if you do like this video, please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. On the road to 100 subscribers. We are getting there slowly but surely. But yeah, I really appreciate anybody that can help me out and get me to that target in the next few weeks or month. However long it takes, it is a big thing to get to 100 subscribers. For me, may not seem much to some people, but it is to me. Like I say, when you do start out on this journey on YouTube, it isn't as easy to create that fan base and to create that following and to get people to subscribe to the channel. But like I said, I'm really appreciative of everybody that has obviously subscribed so far. But yeah, if you could just help me spread the word about the channel. Like I said, more and more things coming very, very soon as well. I've got exciting things planned. Like I say, more vlogs. Especially I'm looking forward to doing my first vlog at Huddersfield Town game as well, which will be fantastic. Like I say, previews, review shows, things like that. It's going to be fantastic to be able to keep progressing and keep working hard at what I'm doing, because like I say, I do love doing this. Like I say, football has kind of been a part of me for all my life, really. So and I love speaking about football and things like that. So it is a real passion of mine. So hopefully that does kind of come across in the videos and the content that I produce. But yeah, so yeah, have a good rest of the day. Enjoy your Saturday, whatever you do in the glorious sunshine. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock, like I say, for my League 2 table prediction. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers, guys. See you later.